I knew that Sam Goldwyn had on his agenda a new script written by Robert Sherwood called The Best Years of Our Lives. Well, this was going to be his most important film that year, and I would love to be in it, of course. Well, Mr. Goldwyn decided I could try out for it. I tried out, I did a test for it, and Mr. Weiler and Mr. Goldwyn agreed I probably can do it. So I tested, and it was reviewed, and they said I could do the picture. And especially with William Wyler, who was a fabulous director. He knew what he was doing all the time. He made great success of being a director. And I was also working on one of the Danny Kaye pictures, which I was finishing up. So I had to kind of shuttle between Best Years and The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, which I was completing. I started when the whole Best Years picture was, the actors were all finished. So it was clear sailing for me to do my work with Willie Wyler. I was told he was very much of a tyrant and very hard to work with. Well, I thought, oh dear, I hope he's easy with me. I don't want to have any, terrible feelings between each other. Anyway, I started working. We did my first scenes first. Excuse me. My first scenes were in my apartment when my husband comes home from the war and is knocking on my door to get into the apartment. I open the door, and there is my husband, who is played by Dana Andrews. He's coming back from the war, and he's kissing me, and I'm so happy to see him. Well, it was wonderful. The scene went well. I had worked on it a lot with my dramatic coach. I knew every line. I never made any mistakes because I worked on it truly hard. And we proceeded to do the scene. The whole scene went very well. There was no stopping and saying, do it again, do it again. Wyler was supposed to be noted for doing over and over takes. Well, he didn't do that with me, and I was delighted because I didn't have to keep doing it over. And I wondered why he doesn't comment on something. Well, he didn't. He just let me go ahead and do the next scene. The next scene was another scene in my apartment where we had some disagreements. Dana Andrews and I in the script. We weren't disagreeing as people, as persons, actors. We were just having, Willie Wyler let us go ahead and do it that way. We were never stopped and say, do it over, do it over, do it over. He didn't do that. Willie Wyler didn't do that to me, and I couldn't understand why. But he just treated me very good, and he didn't say any comments at all about my work. So we went through all of my scenes that were in my apartment, and it all worked very evenly, and he seemed to think I was on the right track, Wyler, because he did think, I had worked hard on the scenes. I did it the way I thought I should do it, and he didn't stop me. He didn't correct me. I never had to do anything over, which I'm thinking, well, he either likes me a lot or he doesn't.